220.
Hello, hashtag First TV family, and welcome. It's week 220. I'm Aaron Mack, here with my good friend Kevin, aka CBC Basic Complexity. And for this week, we will get started with our question segment, also known as Question T. I don't know. But the first question. So for 220, first we're going to press it 2 times and see what question pops up after 2. And the question is, I wouldn't have an answer for this, but gin, vodka, or tequila?
Tequila. I would say tequila.
Tequila. Okay. That also, anyway, actually, let me stop. So, yeah. Oh, right. So I will say for this my new song of the week, it's none other than March 2020's song. And in March 2020, I was actually still in Baltimore. 2020 is the year that I moved to Cleveland at the end of 2020. So March 2020, Dua Lipa and DaBaby. And all mixes of it, because honestly I love a number of mixes, because Google Music is so outstanding. Like, I play it when I go on my walks at night and stuff, and I use the tuner section, so it's actually just picks random songs for me, random dance songs, like high energy songs. And it played a number of cool ones by cool, hot dance ones by Dua Lipa featuring DaBaby. And I must admit, in the video, I've already established this, you all. I've already established that I'm a leg man. And seeing DaBaby come out in the video wearing his shorts and everything, and this was even before I really knew who DaBaby was or knew that much about him. But I knew I had heard the name. I knew there was also a guy named Lil Baby. And I'm like, what? But it was at that time that I fell in love with DaBaby. And also one of my exes called me DaBaby. Just he was only 10 years older than me, but golly. Anyway, but yeah. I love that, and that's cool. And yes, now I'm kind of stalling for time a little bit because I see you're in the throes of working something out. But are you ready to do your new song, Kevin? Hopefully, your old song, oldish.
Luckily, I somewhat remember this. I'm going off of memory. So, my old-ish song is from Usher, his sophomore album. And the song, for the life of me, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the name of the song.
Slow jams.
Featuring Monica. And that song is actually I guess you could say kinda like a remake. In the original version, I do remember that was released in 1983 by or I do remember the name of the album was I think it's No Parking on the Dance Floor.
No parking, baby.
I said no parking.
That's what I said.
Uh,
I said no parking.
all right, maybe I misheard you. Um,
Yeah. Atlantic Star.
yes, yes, by them, and was like I said, was released in 1983 from their album No Parking on the Dance Floor. So Usher came back and did a, I guess you could say, a remake of that song, and it featured Monica. Now, note at that time they recorded the song, both of them, not one, but both of them were teenagers. So that was released in, all right, to me, but I can't remember the exact year. But it was the year of his sophomore album, My Way. And I just don't recall the year that was released. But I know it was definitely released somewhere in the 90s.
Somewhere in that entire decade.
Yeah, look, the I'm painting a broad brush, painting with a broad brush. It's somewhere in that decade.
Like somewhere in the 1900s. Absolutely.
I said in the 1990s.
No, I'm messing with you, friend. And the topics are hashtag please evolve, hashtag connection maintenance, hashtag mic dropped, hashtag purely human, hashtag fair pay, hashtag second album. Now, basic complexity or blank screen. Are you ready
Uh,
to get this show on the road, my friend?
yes.
Hashtag please evolve at Durand Bernard, hashtag Verse TV 220A.
Um, I'm done crying for now. I don't think I'm done crying for the next few, I don't know, undetermined amount of hours. But we're just gonna ride these waves as they come along and think about heaven later. As of recently, I don't like, me personally, I don't like to share when I've experienced a transition with certain relationships in my lives where they cease to exist. Because I don't want to get bombarded with the cliche bullshit of I'm sorry for your loss, my condolences, pain this woman must be in. Oh, I really I hate it. I hate it, which is why I've decided to just not say anything. However, the other thing that irritates me about it is this entire time we haven't come up with anything more heartfelt or personal or just not cliche that would make someone feel like you're being disingenuous. Why? Because we just don't know what else to say. Well, I got you. I have something that you can say now. All right. In the light that someone has. And the reason I'm not saying a loss, first of all, I can't lose anything that didn't belong to me. Okay. What I was able to do was experience someone. That experience was unique to us. And it was amazing. And it fulfilled me and it made me feel seen. It made me feel supported. It made me feel loved. And so now that experience has now come to an end. And so that is not a loss. That is actually a gain. So instead of losing, because I didn't lose anything, you can just say, congratulations. Congratulate me for having such an amazing experience with another human being. Congratulate me for being able to feel love in a unique way. Congratulate me for having discernment about who's in my space, because this person had my back. This person embraced me. Fuck acceptance. They embraced me. So congratulate me. I was able to experience something beautiful like that. No more losses, no more condolences. Congratulate. Congratulate me. Congratulations. It must have been so beautiful. It was. It must have been hilarious. It was. It was. A hoot, a holler, and a howl.
All right. Durand Bernard. So my initial response is I am kicking first of all, he is Devo. And I love the whole hand in the Manny shown as well. I'm like, yes, Durand Bernard. He is Devo, and I'm still kicking myself for missing when he came to Cleveland with Ash, and it was just a whole. I'm like, I'm gonna miss it. Shoot. Anyway, but as far as my, and I'll name this as my connection, I agree with him completely, and it's hard because it's like until it is universally understood that congratulating someone when they express a loss or someone passing and moving on, it's going to be difficult because people aren't going to fully understand that when you're saying congratulations, that in that case it's because you're trying to express a new way of expressing condolences. And it can be received painfully. And that's a struggle. You never want to hurt another person or see somebody in pain and then seem like you're making light of it if it's received that way. But ultimately, yes, I fully agree with him. It would be, of all of the time that we've gone through, it would be nice if such communication what has evolved. That would be good. That would be helpful if it evolved from just saying condolences. And like when my mom moved on, it was difficult. And condolences, I was not happy when my mom moved on, but people people don't know your relationship with somebody else. So to establish a universal, hey, we're going to start saying congratulations. Some people, it might be like a solemn moment for them that the person has passed away. Some people are happy, So different people have different relationships with people that they name, even in cases of family, because you could be like, well, you should only say it in case of family members. But even in cases of family members. And this is actually perfect, Glenn, because I'm going to go into my one squared right after basic complexity. Gets the camera back on and such.
Yeah, I'm sorry, alarm went off.
Cool.
Alright, so, and I'm sorry I have to do this.
A.
I have my answers. Could you still hear me?
I can.
Alright. Alright, in relation to that video, he made several, several good points about relationships And on some level, I do agree with them, but not the front page news. Um, like it's not something I would hide, but I don't just throw it out there like that either. Um, and I made the mistake of bragging about boyfriend once and uh associate, and yes, I will just say associate um became impressed and basically got some. Take that however you may. Um that basically in that relationship. But 20 years later, at least we're cordial.
All right, my one squared is starts off with throwing into the pot of recommendations. I'll say of potential things to say when someone passes away. I'll say, quote, life, actually, let me deliver it. Quote, life, what an experience, end quote. Just that simple. And the what an experience actually comes from one of my favorite songs that I will name one day. And I think it actually still qualifies as a new song, but I think it was 2013, but I might do a different one from the album. That's Janelle Monáe. She has a song that I love called What an Experience. And it's like, it's definitely, well, I don't believe that it's about someone passing away, but I still think like that could be something worth saying. Anyway, I didn't do my 1 minute time.
Hmm.
Okay. So you're one squared. I will try to remember to do the hashtag Verse TV family question after your one square.
Okay.
You're on.
All right. So I have in general, relationships are nothing more than life's learning lessons. Um, some are good, just aren't. And that's just what it is.
Right. And the hashtag Verse TV family yes or no question is, should we evolve our language response when someone moves on, or instead should we evolve universally to accept the response being a brief moment of silence with a bowed head, eyes can stay open, and then just continue on with the conversation? You know, like a so and so just passed on, and your response be like, okay, so how about those Broncos? I don't know. I'm just naming a football team. I think that's a football team. My gayness isn't sure, but yeah, that's the hashtag Verse TV family question.
It is.
Yes or no? Now, are you ready for part B, in which you will be first?
Yes. And yeah, I was definitely getting that. There we go.
Hashtag connection maintenance at Men Know Nothing. Hashtag Verse TV 220B.
If you're still able to be friends with your ex, you're either never in love with them or you are still in love with them. If you're still able to be friends with your ex, you're either never in love with them or you are still in love with them. If you're still able to be friends with your ex, you're either never in love with them or you are still in love with them.
Basic complexity.
All right. Just with that statement alone, I so disagree with that statement. I personally, and I'm speaking for myself, I feel that you, even if it's the ex, you could still be friends. That don't mean you didn't love them. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. All relationships don't work out. That's just a fact. Um, and like with my relationships, and this would seem kind of a short number, but I had 5 relationships. I'm still cool with 4 of them, not the last one, but the first 4 we are still cool and still speak here and there. That don't mean I never loved them because I did, and I still love them. Maybe not on the same level, but still love, and that's what I've.
Right. And I will say I'm same gender loving, so I have to start with this. The dude who is speaking equals absolutely beautiful. In my opinion, I'm sorry, he is. And it's easy listening to listen to a guy when he's absolutely beautiful. I must admit. And I'm like, yes, sir. So if you break up with them and you're still friends with them, it's because you still love them or you never loved them or the grass is blue. Sure, whatever. Whatever you say, sir. I'm taking notes, copious notes. Anyway, but yeah, my connection, I don't know if I fully agree because I feel that what he is saying is ignoring the possibilities of the nuance that is in this whole situation. Like, define friend, define love, what kind of love, and all of that. And people in the comments really had a lot to say, and I'm gonna I'm gonna read some of them in a minute. But I did want to say that I believe that this post and posts such as this will potentially put a lot of relationships in trouble. A lot of relationships with insecure people such as myself, you know, be like, well, you sure are spending a lot of time with them. What's going on with that? So I get it. I call myself out. I'm comfortable with it, and I'm growing and learning to be better. I'm not gonna lie though. I've been there. Well, he says that it's because you still love the person. Do you love me? You can't love us both. Anyway, but yes, basic complexity, you can take it away and I'll do my readings moment.
All right. Well, first off, I just am very clear when I say this because it's a very simple thing to understand. There is a clear difference between just loving someone and being in love with someone. Those, those could fluctuate, but yeah, like with my exes, I will at least say 4 to 5. Still love them, not necessarily in love, but still love them. Like, prime example, my very first boyfriend, that was, wow, crazy, some 22 years ago. And the two of us, we are still cool. We're not together, but we still cool with each other, and there's no problem with that at all. That's what I have.
All right. And I will say that it was so interesting reading the comments because, I don't know if you noticed this, but now Instagram, what it will do is for certain videos, like the top comments will get pinned to the top, and Instagram just does it that way. I guess, or maybe they pinned it to the top. I don't know. But the beautiful fellow millennial, Daystorm, actually commented. Daystorm commented on this, and Daystorm, a fellow, he's an '82 baby. Daystorm was like, and other people. Yeah, he's a fellow geriatric millennial. I'm reading what Daystorm said. Daystorm said, three laugh, three laughing faces. He said, everyone with a podcast on the internet just be making shit up off their own feelings, then stating them as fact. Well, damn it, yes, we do. No, I'm kidding. But they actually responded to one of the 27 comments that he got, and their response on their 27th now is going to be taken completely out of context, but I thought it was still worth reading. They said, couple of unqualified therapists giving advice you never asked for. Kiss face. Like, oh, okay, well, you can kiss me, baby. Anyway, but like another blue checker actually said, or hear me out. Perhaps you're mature enough to recognize that there was something worthwhile in that relationship other than the physical. So there's that. Oh, and I was just gonna say, I wish Daystorm had included like a nowadays, y'all with y'all youngsters with podcast, just be spouting stuff off the top of your head and stating it as a fact. It's like, but he didn't go there, so okay. But I wish he would have said that because it's like that would have made us geriatric millennials seem ancient. To be like, oh, you youngsters and your podcasts. Anyway. But yeah, that is kind of what people do. Absolutely. Now, the hashtag VerseTV family, yes or no question. Can simple platonic friendship exist post deep love? Yes or no? Share it in the comments. All right. Basic complexity, are you ready for topic C, for which you will go first again?
Yes. But
Hashtag mic dropped at Gay Magazine. Hashtag VerseTV220C.
Most of my friends are straight men. I don't really hang out with gay people. Don't cancel me. I feel like gay people do too much.
Decorum, right? A lot of people feel like some gay people do too much because there is this constant want for attention of, hey guys, I'm gay. People feel that way, where a lot of flamboyance, a lot of attitude, a lot of sass, nothing wrong with it, but I just feel like time and place matters. And a lot of people don't know when to tone it down a little bit. And it's almost as if, like, you see how protective I'm being of my words? Gay people don't have that same protection. Like, you guys could go out here and say everything about straight people and
It'll
don't
be
face any
fine.
consequences.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, you see how I got to talk right now where I can't say nothing too crazy because I know if I offend the community, it's clipped. Those rules don't apply to gay people. Damn, like, y'all getting all the privileges, all the rights, all the jobs, and we can't say nothing if we're uncomfortable. But we make you guys uncomfortable, and then we're out of here. The loud gay people are the one that gets the attention.
Mhm.
Women can relate to that.
Most of my friends are straight men.
Hold on, sis.
Text response from
Hold on.
Coco's son at J. Michael. I hate these convos. Why should us flamboyant feminine gays dial ourselves down to make y'all feel comfortable? Straight people want to be oppressed so bad, like police. Quote, y'all get all the jobs. Y'all can say whatever without any consequences. End quote. Shut up. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't a bill just passed saying that businesses can deny employment to gay people? Are us gays not still fighting for our rights every day? Man, fuck out of here with all that. I'm so sick of these podcasts. You MFs go up there, run y'all mouths just for the views. No thoughts, just words. Brain smoother than a smoothie.
All right, Coco's son, Jay. Anyway, basic complexity, you.
All right. And, well, I could just go from memory, but I want to be sure I get this right. First off, I would say, hold up. I just got to stop this for a moment to point some well-known facts out. Alright, first off, homosexuals never ever had any type of preferential treatment. Just getting that out there. Alright, oh yeah, preferential treatment in anything. Now, gays are still getting fired or in rare cases even killed. Um, for being gay. Furthermore, we were not we were not even able to get married countrywide um until like 20. So just for the record, as of today, that's less than 10 years ago. So I don't understand what makes gays extremely preferential or with that. Um, yeah, it's currently 2023. It didn't become legal countrywide until 2015. That was roughly 8 years ago. So yeah, it didn't become legal countrywide until 2015. Now, for the record, and just pointing out, that is 247 years after this country was founded. So that's something to think about for all those who claim we have something special and we really don't. That's what I have.
I feel kind of badly bring this way,
Mm.
but it's my made up narrative in relation to this, and I just made it up this way. But I believe that the gay guy, was actually just playing to the red guy, the red hetero leaning man. And I've established that I will call people hetero leaning when I don't know them personally, but I assume that, you know, what they say, heterosexual, whatever. I'll call them hetero leaning until I know personally otherwise, which for him in such interactions, probably never. But it is what it is. And, okay. But I'm sorry, things pop on my screen. Get off. But yes, you know, I believe he wants the hetero guy. Now, also, I will say that I'm not gonna lie. As far as him being like gay people do too much, and using that as sort of his way in with the red straight guy, which it's like, honestly, I didn't even see his face, so it's like I don't. But I assume I just look at his big arms, and I'm like, ooh. Anyway, but yes, um, use it as a way in with him, and maybe it's not just a way in, but I know for myself, I honestly, and I'm sorry, I've learned a lot from hashtag Verse TV over the years. But I used to say that same kind of thing about feminine gay guys, that I'm like, well, you know, they're cool when they're quiet, but not when they're doing too much. And then I've learned to evolve to understand, one, people are who they are. Two, it's like you can be whoever you are. Now I love the fact that he Coco's son, Coco from SWV, anybody who didn't get that, Coco from SWV, her son said that, called out the podcaster. Just like Day Storm, like anybody with a podcast will just talk about any old crazy stuff. And it's like that can be how it is. Yes, us podcasters can go off the cuff and say some wild stuff sometimes. But as far as the hetero guy talking about feeling uncomfortable, I'll save it for my 1 minute. Hush, hush, Yoma. This is your one square.
Um, yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, so basically, I just have that as a country wide, right? We are constantly going in front. So, do we make mistakes? Do we mess up? Yes, definitely. But those are learning lessons. That's what I
Oh, right. Yeah. As far as the guy talking about when y'all make us feel uncomfortable, I'm like, see, now here's the thing. You feel uncomfortable by us just existing. We feel uncomfortable by you all trying to fucking kill us. Anyway, but that's another story. That's actually not my 1 minute. My 1 minute, I will say yes, us podcasters can be dangerous when ignorant, and Daystorm is onto something. But many people share so much now. It's just common. Like people, if it hits their mind, they're gonna share. They're gonna make a video. If they're gonna go viral, great, you know. And Andy Warhol spoke to this many, many decades ago. Anyway, but yes. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the hashtag Verse TV family question. Yes or no? Yes or no? Would maintenance of a friendship between your partner and their ex be a problem at all? I don't even know what that has to do with it. Wow. I apologize, you all. I think that I just So yes or no? Off cuff. Yes or no? Should podcasters be more responsible with their content, or is it okay that people use their podcasts and use their social media platforms just to express their feelings and state them as fact, but that's factually how they feel? I don't know. I agree with Coco's son, period. And I love me some SWV, my favorite female singing group, and they got honored at an award show recently for like a lifetime achievement. So great. Anyway, are you ready for part D, where I'm gonna go first?
Yeah.
Parte de.
Hashtag purely human at decolonized. Hashtag Verse TV 220D.
The reason we have different colors of skin is based on evolution and where in the world these people were being born and how much direct sunlight they were receiving. So the sun is radioactive. And we have an atmosphere that protects us from those radio waves. And also, the center of the earth is made of nickel, which protects us from that. But we also need some extra protection, which is why we evolved to have melanin in our skin. So, in the places where more sun hits the earth, we have more melanin, which makes us darker. And the places where we have less sunlight, such as in the north of Canada, in Russia and Europe, those places has less melanin because we need to absorb the vitamin D and stuff for our skin. The reason why we have different widths of noses is because of the temperature of where we've evolved to live. People in Africa will have wider set noses because it's so hot and we need more air circulating to our brain. Okay? In Europe, where it's very cold, they have narrower noses so that less cold air is needed to cool down our brains. We have straight hair. We have curly hair. The reason why people in Africa have curly hair is because that curly hair keeps their hair off their necks. Your neck is a cooling mechanism. If you don't have wind on your neck, you can overheat. So we evolved into this great species that has curly hair that keeps it on top of your head and not falling down your shoulders. Then the opposite is true with Europeans and other parts of the world where it's colder, because we actually need the long hair to cover our necks to keep us warm. Race is a social construct. We are all human beings, and we evolved differently based on biology. Science, y'all. Peace.
Oh, right. Now I'm bringing base complexity back. Right.
Temporary issues.
No problem. So my initial reaction is, yes, I do agree with her on the complexion issue and the absolutely, we are all human. It's just different evolutions depending on where we live. That is fact. Yes, I agree, and yes, we are all human. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When she talked about the nose thing and the hair thing and black people having wider noses because it's so hot in Africa, that sort of triggered me because, and I didn't realize this is what was going on until like I was writing my answers out, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, that kind of triggered me. So yeah, because a lot of people think that the entire continent of Africa is just a sweltering hot steam jungle. That's it, just all hot. That's why black people are black. That's why our noses are wide. That's why our hair is the way it is, because it's all so hot. And it's like, that's not true. You know, it's just not true. But because people don't know things, they don't they can't research, and they're just like, well, everything that I know about Africa is that it's hot, so always hot. Now there are parts of Africa that are super duper hot, but there are parts of India that get. I was talking with an Indian Uber driver not too long ago, and he was telling me that like getting in the 120s, 130s is like common, you know? So it's like, well, explain that, you know, but people, for example, the city of Nairobi, which I love, and I was thinking I was going to move there at some point, but the city of Nairobi, year round, day, night, 12 months a year, day and night, it's between the upper 70s on the high end and the mid 50s on the low end. Year round, even in rainy season. So it's like explanations like that kind of bother me. And I remember I was speaking with an Uber driver from Nairobi, Kenya, about Cleveland weather. And I was thinking he would be like, oh, Cleveland is so cold. And I asked him, I was like, because I often talk to Uber drivers, how do you like the weather in Cleveland? And his response was, Cleveland is hot. It is so hot here. And I'm like, what? Really? Okay. Anyway, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need my yeah, I'm gonna need my one squared for the rest of this. Basic complexity.
Okay, and no,
D.
thank you. All right, so with D, she, uh, well, she spoke nothing but pure facts. Seriously, the research, some stuff about what she was saying. Um, solid, yeah, solid proof that that could be easily solid facts that could be easily proven. Um, these are just, this is for those who follow like basic science. That's exactly what it is. Just basic science. Like me personally, these are things I've known for years. And I was already kind of, or at least somewhat, aware of them. Maybe not fully, but because I was younger then, but somewhat aware of. And these are just things that people in general have to keep in mind. Like, I think at this point, it should be a well known fact that life on this planet really started in Africa. That can easily be proven by science. But yeah, like she was saying, the people look different because people eventually, as just humanity in general, just spread out. When they went further north, they became lighter. Um and things about their appearance changed, and those are just scientific provable facts, and that's what I have.
I remember one time I went down the knowing the racist rabbit hole of asking Google, why do black people dot dot dot? And as soon as you ask, why do black people, and I was gonna ask like have full lips or larger lips and such. And I asked Google, and of course, Google's answer was, and I'm saying this in the context of people talking about these answers for like why black people have wider nose. It's because of the heat. It's so hot. And it's like Google's answer for why do, and the question had to be worded, why do black people have big lips? The answer to that question was, well, it's because in the jungles of Africa, black people would use those big lips to keep food in their mouths. And I was like, what? You know? And ultimately, again, people just seem hardwired to insist to group people to just explain things, like just have to put people into groups: black, white, gay, straight, trans, cis. You know, all like people just have to put somebody in a group. It has to be for that reason. You know, wide nose, thin nose, straight hair, curly hair. Even if we're poorly putting them into the groups. But like I said, I fully agree with her when she says we're all human. That is something that we need to understand, regardless of all of these features of our phenotype, our hair, our whatever. I don't know if hair is included in phenotype, but regardless of all of those features, we are all human. Down at the end of the sentence, my one sentence is, I love curiosity. I think that we don't have all life's answers. We don't. And maybe our deepest lesson, is to evolve to the point to know that all humans are family. We are all one species. We are all human without exception. And I think people like partially get it. And it's like, yeah, we're all human, but we're different. It's like, no, we're all human. So does a black dog care about a white dog being a white dog? Does a brown dog care? No. Anyway, but maybe that's our evolution, to learn that, you know what, all humanity, we're all human, worthy of love and respect equally. Like the Olita Adams song, Evolution, beautiful song. Is complexity or one square?
That everything stated in general are based on solid, provable facts. And that's it.
And there it is. The family hashtag VerseTV family, yes or no question, is evolving to fully accept and affirm our universal and equal humanity will solve most of our problems. Yes or no? It's a question. It's a question. It's a statement of a question. Anyway, basic complexity. Are we ready for topic E, which we don't talk about, but we'll just play to make a point?
Yeah.
Hashtag fair pay at Hot Vic Krishna. Hashtag VerseTV 220E.
When do we want fair contracts? When do we want it now? Again, look, like life's not fair, okay? Look, I write you checks, you write me stories. That's how it works. Look, Daddy's gonna buy you some new notepads and some pencils.
We're on strike.
You're getting paid to do what you love.
How do you watch TV? On the TV? On the phone if I'm taking a dumpy? I mean, what's the difference? So why are we paid differently based on where it comes from? We make a fraction of residuals on streaming TV versus traditional network TV. Yeah, because network TV has commercials, which brings advertisers. Yeah, but on streaming, it's the writers who bring you, the audience, who pay you directly. So when our work gets replayed, no matter how many times, why do we get pennies on the dollar? Because we take the risk to make it. And we gave ourselves our time to write it. Without us, you're ink on paper. And that ink is the blood that flows through new worlds and new stories. Without us, all you can make is this. So now what, you want a blank check? We want fairness, you make billions. No, it's not even 1% of your earnings. You're gonna run out of money. So I suggest you're gonna run out of content. We'll outsource it to AI. Artificial intelligence. Oh, I was thinking Asian immigrants, but yeah.
When do we want fair contracts?
I love me some Hot Big Krishna. And yes, I always talk about guys and being attracted and all that stuff. So I don't have to always say it. I will just say I love me some Hot Big Krishna. Yes. Anyway, no. And I'm saying all that. And ironically, I said we're not going to talk about it unless, how much time? No, we're after an hour, so we can go on to F. So, part F, this section, we're going to play the music videos, but the audio is coming from our friend Swerve Beats and one of his songs that he allowed me to license from him or whatever is called Atoms. And I love this song, and that's the beat that we're going to be hearing. But we are going to identify the video by sight alone and then discuss it. And all of these music videos are from Queen Monica's album, second album, The Boy Is Mine. And Basic Complexity has a leg up on this one because he loves him some Monica. I love me some Monica too. I'm Team Brandy first. I grew to also love Monica. Anyway, are you ready for this?
Let's go.
All right, and I'm gonna play these videos to sort of, I guess, Well, actually, when two, wait, 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, I'm going to play them in a slightly different order, just for kicks.
Hashtag second album at 90s.history, hashtag VerseTV220F.
All right. So I can go first to name the video because I always know it. We'll get into all of that. But do you want to name it first? Or are you ready?
Yeah, you already know I know the answer.
Well, then you better tell me, what is it? What was that video?
That video was, I'm making sure I'm getting this name right. That was the music video for the first night.
Bingo. Yep, the first night. And you know what I always thought was so interesting about that video? The camera, I don't know what was going on with it, but something about it just looked like extra real worldy. Like, would you agree?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. And I, as someone who studied film, should have a more detailed explanation of why it looked that way. But I don't, forgive me. But I love that video. I love that video. I love that song. And you know what I also love about that song? You remember, like, see, this is so 90s. This is so 90s. Remember the bridge?
I'm just trying to run through my head to get to that point.
If you want me, you've got to know me. If you want my love, gotta win my love. Hey, baby, that's the way it's got to be, yeah. Get to know me so we can do this. I should make a move, but I love that bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, like that whole song is just, and I'm not gonna lie, like going through these videos and working the videos and stuff, it's like Monica was on some stuff. Like, and I was talking to you about this before the show, how our youths being blessed with the Brandy and Monica era, I guess. Like, they're still relevant, but that era that they were like dueling divas, if you will, like that's significant because they were both releasing some hits, were they not?
Yes, they were.
Absolutely. And After the Storm was the first Monica album that I bought, but I loved the videos from The Boy Is Mine. And I remember, see, y'all are getting me to be so honest. And that's the thing about podcasting. We're being honest with what we think in our minds. But kids in school used to love bucking me up, get me to dance. And that was, I remember one time I did the dances from that video because I used to love learning the dances from people at that time. And I thought that was cool, the dance that she did. And now I will also say this, this will be a piece of a moment. FYI, if any of my former classmates by any chance see this, FYI, part of the reason that and I realized this in retrospect, I didn't know it at the time, of course, but during that particular season of mine in high school, educators in the system would probably identify my doing stuff like that as my way of acting out. And I realized that in retrospect, I was acting out in that way because there were there was a brief time of some stress in the home that did get resolved before the end of my high school tenure. Anyway. See, now I feel like crap because without going into detail, I feel like I'm saying that my childhood was anything but perfect. And I loved my childhood. My family did an amazing job and they did so well because I'm so perfect. But I outside of that being silly, like they really did, and I love my movie. And yes, Basic Complexity. Did you have anything else to say on the first night?
No, like that was definitely and that might be what we got in common because I think that was Monica's first album that I got myself.
I didn't get anything until after the storm.
Oh.
But I loved the Boy Is Mine album. And I realized going back how much I love it now, you know. But at that time, see, I was Team Brandy, and Brandy and Monica fans hadn't yet matured to the point that we could accept the differing musics. But I was Team Brandy at that time. So I was like, Brandy and Brandy only, you know.
We were
But
separate.
That
we were on separate teams then, but as we grew up, we definitely matured and started accepting the other side.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know. And again, After the Storm was the first Monica album that I got. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and got others and such. Love Monica. Monica is exceptional, as well as Brandy. Brandy and Monica are both exceptional. Anyway, I did want to say this about the first night. You know, it's so interesting how back then we did have songs about not giving it up right away. Like Destiny's Child had one that I particularly used in college. And Jessica Simpson's song, Destiny's Child song, Stay, I would, even though my college days were my thought days or sexual exploration days, I didn't quite explore as much as I could have because of songs like Destiny's Child, Stay, and Jessica Simpson's song, I Have a Gift for You. Talking about holding on to it because, wow. Do you want some honesty, Kevin? I'm trying to get you to say something.
Let's go.
So the honesty is, again, my sexual exploration days were in college. I also call them my thought days. And Jessica Simpson's song, Gift for You, I Have a Gift for You, actually is very largely Jessica Simpson's song, I Have a Gift for You, and Destiny's Child song, Stay, sort of had me say, you know what? I might be exploring this world of Yahoo Instant Messenger dating a lot and sucking a lot of dudes' dicks, but I know I can be so crass sometimes, but I will save my anal sex for my special one. I will save it for my one. And that's why, even though I did a lot of oral back then, I would not do anything more than that until my first boyfriend. And this, oh my gosh, I talked to you about this just yesterday, I think, how I used to be one of those people who would be kind of her. Oh, she got pregnant. Oh, she didn't know how to keep her legs closed. I used to be one of those people until one of my boyfriends at that time, my first boyfriend, while we were interacting and doing our stuff, he was like, baby, I want you to stick it in. And I was like, but I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think we are ready for that yet. And he was like, and this is him on the bed looking up at me, but baby, I love you. And because he said that, I did it. My response was, oh, I love you too. And I did it. And I realized the next day, I'm like, that's how the girls in high school got pregnant. Because the man said, but baby, I love you. Let me just stick in just a tip. I love you. And that's how they got pregnant. Anyway, so that's when my mind started changing, because I'm like, you know, we look down on these women as a society who get pregnant at an early age because a man, I don't want to say a man tricked them, because, you know, sometimes it's a boy in high school who tricked that girl in high school. So it's not like the man with the boy is so much smarter than the girl. It's just that those are the kind of things that we hear, you know, and we go by emotion and we let the emotions run us. You know, it's like, I take back the we let the emotions run us. Hearing I love you from, gosh, no, and I'm not acting like I didn't get love from my family, because I did. We did say I love you. When you and I talked about this, you know, we do say I love you a lot in my home. It's just something about hearing it from him, my first boyfriend, that I was like, oh, this is special. This is next level special. So I need to do whatever he says. Base complexity, if you don't have anything else, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, right. 2, 4. Oh, whatever.
Hashtag second album at 90s.history. Hashtag Verse TV 220F.
right. I don't know when we lost you again, but okay.
That was
So,
my
cool. So, do you want to guess that video again?
I already know exactly what it is.
Well, you named the last one first, so I'll name this one first, and then you talk about it after. That was For You I Will, which was from the Space Jam soundtrack, and I have a question for you. And did you ever see the movie Space Jam?
I think I've only seen it like once.
I never saw it.
I was never really interested in it.
I knew it was a spectacular how Michael Jordan was in it and stuff, but it was just never on my radar of things like, oh, I've got to see this movie. But as far as the song For You I Will,
Yeah.
huh? No, you go.
Sorry.
I said you go. What were you about to say?
Oh, nothing really.
Yeah, I love the song For You I Will. That's another beautiful one. And honestly, like back in the day, because I used to sing a whole lot. I don't want to I don't want to be that person that blames MS and like, well, I can't do that anymore because MS. No, because I'm in the very early stages of working on my third album. I don't know what it'll be, but in the very early stages of that. And back in the day, when you tell somebody that you sing or whatever, people are gonna always want to hear you sing. You'd be one of the people who would demand somebody sings, wouldn't you? You too would demand that somebody sings if they say that they can sing, huh?
I would never demand anyone to sing.
It's like I saw Kevin Spacey on some interview where the person like asked him to do an impersonation, and he was like, yeah, just like a trained SEAL, I'll do my impersonations, just like a trained SEAL. That's what you all want to see. And the interviewer was like, well, no, I mean, I'm not trying to, but like, if you could, and that always goes through my mind. But anyway, that was actually one of the songs that I would sing when somebody was like, oh, you say you can sing, bitch? Well, what you gonna sing for me? And I would sing, that would be one of the songs that I would sing, For You I Will, by Monica. There were kids at that time who it's like they were so on point with their vocals, they would never be afraid to show, but I would often be afraid to show. Like another song that I would do is You by Jesse Powell, but I would take it down an octave. But that high part at the end, that he does the, I guess it's falsetto for him. That note, I would do it in the same pitch as him, but I would do the rest of it an octave below. Anyway, but yeah, Monica's For You I Will. I used to love that song. I still love it. It's a beautiful song, Anyway. Do you have anything else about that?
Just like I was saying to you earlier, and definitely as I said before, I've always loved that album, and there are, well, technically there are 6 singles off of the album, or 6 music videos from that album. Even though for you, well, I know there was like a bonus track, but other than that, there were 5 other ones.
Which is huge.
Yeah, especially, well, even still today, but especially during that time period.
Well, you say still today. It's like
I said, so
to,
that would be still huge today if it happened, which
no. What I'm saying is, yeah, when you say it would be still today, my response is, yeah, especially considering that back in the day, people consumed entire albums. But nowadays, it's all about the singles. It's all about the singles. An EP, maybe, and then the singles. And I'm still wrapping my head around that, but for myself personally. But it's all about the singles. So as far as having an album with 5 singles from that album plus a 6th, like people don't listen. People don't have time to listen. And I'm not trying to make us out to be any more geriatric in our older millennial status, but I will say people today, the beautiful Day Storm gets it. Although he's hetero leaning, and that's what I say. Until I know the person in person and know for a fact, I will call them hetero leaning. So Daystorm is hetero leaning. He's fine and hetero leaning, and I don't. It's never. I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's like I was stuttering. But I don't have any reason to try to convert somebody, nor do I have any desire. Anyway, he is fine though. Yes, he is. With his 82 self. Anyway.
Had a desire to convert anyone.
Huh?
I said I never had a desire to convert anyone.
Right.
I mean, like, if you wanted to try something out, I wouldn't stop them.
Okay. Oh gosh. How much time do we have? A little bit longer. Because I take issue with what you just said about you, and maybe you need to just clarify what you mean. But when you say if you want to try something out, you can go ahead and try it. What are you saying?
Said
With you?
Well, yeah, you could say that. I was just saying in general, if there was something he wanted to try and I was single, then I'd be like, hey, do you think?
Like if you said, I want to suck your dick, you'd be like, okay, cool, come on.
Assuming I was single, yeah.
He is beautiful, so I get that. But it's like, see, for me, sex, I prefer sexual interaction to be under the I'm not a fan of sex for sex sake. I'm not. Like, it could perhaps feel good, but could perhaps taste good, but I'm not a fan of sex for sex sake. I like, if we're going to do it, it's because we're trying to build something, not because I'm trying to taste your nut, not because you're trying to taste my nut. That just doesn't do it for me. So, or not because you're just trying to experiment. Single or not, that's still not a thing for me. Anyway, but you say it is for you?
Could be.
Daystorm. So I'll say this. Daystorm is fine, and perhaps upon being in a situation that I am open to activities with other people. If he like came over to me and started touching on me and feeling on me, maybe I'd respond, but I don't. But definitely not to plan it. Anyway, basic complexity. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I know you better know this one. I know you better.
All right, dude.
Hashtag second album at 90s.history. Hashtag VerseTV 220F. Swerve on 'em.
Yes, Mackay Pfeiffer. Being all of 21, I think. Actually, you go ahead and start talking. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, obviously, that was the album title track.
What age was Mackay Pfeiffer in the song "The Boy Is Mine"? You have nothing, absolutely nothing to say about that. When was Mackay Pfeiffer born? Oh yeah, 74, 84, 94, he was 20. 98, he was 24. So yeah, 24-year-old Mackay Pfeiffer. Yeah, Mackay Pfeiffer was 24. Brandy and Monica both know how to pick some fineness in their videos. Even, and I'm not gonna lie, boy, if you ever left my side, it'd be like taking the sun from the sky. I'd rather die you in my life. I'm saying it all because I want you to name.
I'm sorry.
But I need you to shine. Everything to me. And Monica's song, Everything to Me, with Ocho Cinco.
Yes.
Yes. Ocho Cinco, 8'5". Was he 8'5" because he was the number 85 in a jersey, or was he born in 1985?
I actually have no idea.
I think both were actually true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ocho Cinco was Monica knows how to pick him. You know, Monica's just like Tyler Perry. They know how to pick him. Anyway, but no, I am not. That was not shade. That was just a statement of fact. Anyway, and I love Tyler Perry. I do. I think Tyler Perry does some amazing stuff. We don't have a lot of time to talk. we don't have a lot of time. Anyway, but The Boy Is Mine. I love it.
Yes.
Title track from Monica's album. The lead single from Brandy's Never Say Never, which went on to sell 16 million copies. And are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right.
Hashtag second album at 90s.history, hashtag VerseTV220F.
Hmm.
You can actually no, I think it's my time. Angel of Mine. And I love that song. That's a beautiful song. Not only that, but it wasn't a, I don't think it's right to call it a remake, but she was the second to come out with that song. Do you know who did it first?
Say what?
Do you know who did it first?
I didn't know anyone. I didn't know it was a remake.
It's not. So the music industry has a way of, I don't want to call them dirty, but it will give different songs to different people in different markets. Technically, the song Angel of Mine was initially released by the singing group Eternal. But Eternal was a successful group in the UK. So that's why the record company was like, oh, we could just have somebody in America release it. It'll be a brand new hit again. And it was. It was when Monica did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angel of Love. Anyway, do you have anything to say on it?
Not anything in particular. Just the fact that at that point in time, I was just so, I guess you could say, enthralled by that entire album.
You say that was the first Monica album that you got.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you this. What connected you to Monica at what time and why? And I could tell you what connected me to Brandy if you wish, after or before. But yeah, what connected you to Monica?
I cannot remember specifically, but it had to be her songs.
Well, is there a song in particular? Is there an album?
I'm thinking I was gonna say the first, it had to be The Boy Is Mine.
You said if not the first album, it was The Boy Is Mine.
No, I said the song that really got me, I guess, caught up with her. If it wasn't the first night, it was The Boy Is Mine.
Really? So you didn't go into that as Team Monica.
Say what?
You didn't go into The Boy Is Mine as Team Monica.
No, that I kind of already was. I wasn't like set like in my way.
But I'm asking you why. What brought you to Monica to make you say, you know what, I like Monica?
I think
Like this and like that. Just one of them days.
yeah, if I was thinking like even going back to her first album, it it was like like that. Um it had to be either just one of them days or it was no, I don't remember what the other single was.
Like this and like that. Um, anyway, it's cool. I'll say that for me, Brandy, I liked Brandy from Baby, her first single. Well, her lead single from her debut album, Brandy. I remember the song Baby, and I sort of joked with my mom about I was like, well, we bet we know the title of this song because she says baby so much. And we were like, yeah, baby. And later on, I actually just started falling. I liked Brandy a lot and explained that I was like, yeah, you know, Brandy is really cool. And it was received so well that I was like, I like Brandy. And it was like, oh yes, Aaron, Brandy's wonderful, good. So I sort of like got even more into Brandy. Anyway, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Hashtag second album at 90s.history, hashtag first TV 220F.
Right. So we're going from long enough to too long. And I think that's the last one I'll show. Can you name it?
Oh, easy. There was Street Symphony.
Yes, sir. We were actually just talking about that before
Sure.
the show. How it's like it's particularly recognizable by the black and the guys who were playing violin. It's like you don't see that a lot. Like the guys were dancing and playing the violin. Like you don't see that a lot. And that was really cool of Monica. And also, we mentioned the very large, the gay in me noticed the very large dress. Did she have a making of the video for that?
You know, I don't think so.
I think so, because I seem to remember them discussing how she got into that dress.
So
I seem to remember them discussing how she got into that dress and how it was like a process.
well, I believe that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. This has been week 220. I'm Aaron Mack. You can find me, Aaron Mack, at versetv.com. AARONMCK at BERSTEAV.com. And you can find Verse TV, hashtag Verse TV, all over social media. Just search hashtag BERSTEAV. If you do it on Google, if you do it on Yahoo, if you do it on Alta Vista, if you ask Jeeves about us, either way, you're going to get answers for us. Hashtag BERSTEAV. It's complexity.
Yeah, so is there it is. All right. Yes, I could definitely be found. Well, first off, on TikTok, which I actually adore. And screen there where is my basic complexity. So that's well, wow. In this case, 3 words, just merge them together. So my and my basic BASIC, then complexity COMPLEXITY. So yeah, that's on TikTok. On Instagram, just basic complexity. So that's BASICCOMPLEXITY. And I could also be found at basic complexity at versetv.com, and that is my email, I guess. And yeah, those are the ways to contact me.
All right, hashtag Verse TV family. Yes, I did roll my eyes when he said, I guess. I'm sorry, don't hate. I'm just saying because Kevin's playing with y'all, but he knows his email. Anyway, talk to y'all later, hashtag Verse TV family. Peace, versetv.com. Stay blessed. Have a good night.